What if prayer felt dry, difficult, even impossible? Would you give up, or would you keep going? This is the question that haunted Saint Teresa of Ávila, a woman whose life and legacy would teach countless generations the true meaning of perseverance in faith. Born in 1515 in the bustling Spanish town of Avila, Teresa was not always the towering spiritual figure we know today. She was a young girl with dreams, laughter, and a restless heart, searching for purpose and belonging in a world that was often turbulent and uncertain. From an early age, Teresa was drawn to the stories of saints and martyrs. Her imagination ran wild with tales of heroism and sacrifice. But as she grew older, reality set in. She entered the Carmelite convent, seeking peace and devotion, yet found herself facing unexpected challenges. The convent was comfortable, social, and at times, distracted from its original purpose of prayer and reflection. Teresa herself admits in her writings that she struggled to pray, often feeling dry, distracted, and distant from God. She wondered, as many do, whether she was truly called to this life, or whether she was simply going through the motions. But Teresa did not give up. She kept showing up to prayer, even when it felt empty. She endured years of spiritual drought, physical illness, and inner turmoil. Yet through it all, she discovered a profound truth. Prayer is not about feelings, but fidelity. It is not measured by emotional highs or mystical experiences, but by the simple, steadfast act of turning toward God day after day, even when nothing seems to happen. Teresa's humor and candidness shine through her letters and books. She often joked about her own shortcomings, calling herself a wretched sinner and laughing at her own mishaps. Her courage was just as remarkable. She faced opposition from within her own order, critics who doubted her reforms, and the grueling journeys she undertook to establish new convents. All the while, she leaned on God for strength, trusting that perseverance in prayer would lead to transformation, not just for herself, but for the world around her. Her masterpiece, The Interior Castle, is perhaps the most vivid expression of her spiritual wisdom. In this book, Teresa describes the soul as a magnificent castle, with many rooms and winding passages, each representing a stage in the journey toward union with God. The path is not easy. It requires honesty, humility, and above all, perseverance. Some rooms are dark and lonely, others shine with light and joy. But Teresa insists the only way to reach the center, the place of true intimacy with God, is to keep moving, even when the way seems unclear. Teresa's teachings revolutionized the Carmelite order, inspiring a renewal of devotion and discipline. She believed that prayer was not reserved for the few, but was the birthright of every soul. She encouraged her sisters to be courageous, to speak plainly with God, and to trust that He was always present, even in silence. Her words echo across the centuries. God walks among the pots and pans, she wrote, reminding us that the divine is present in the ordinary rhythms of daily life. Her impact went far beyond the walls of the convent. Teresa's writings reached readers across Europe, shaping the spiritual landscape of her time and influencing countless mystics, poets, and seekers. She offered practical advice for overcoming distractions, doubts, and dryness in prayer. If you fall, get up and keep going, she counseled. God does not tire of forgiving you. Her vision was expansive, inclusive, and deeply compassionate. Teresa's life was not without suffering. She endured illness, misunderstanding, and even persecution. At times, she felt abandoned by friends and mentors. Yet she never lost her sense of humor, nor her unwavering faith in God's love. She urged her followers to be patient with themselves, to accept their weaknesses, and to trust that every struggle could be transformed into an opportunity for deeper intimacy with God. Through her example, Teresa teaches us that prayer is like tending a garden. Some days, the soil is dry and hard. Other days, it is rich and fertile. The secret is to keep tending, keep watering, even when growth seems slow or invisible. Intimacy with God does not happen overnight. It is cultivated through years of perseverance, honesty, and surrender. Teresa's courage in reforming the Carmelite order was rooted in her conviction that prayer must be central to community life. She traveled across Spain, often on foot or by mule, founding new convents and encouraging her sisters to embrace simplicity, silence, and devotion. Her reforms were met with resistance, but her gentle authority and infectious enthusiasm won hearts and minds. She inspired a generation of women to take their spiritual lives seriously, to trust in their own capacity for holiness, and to support one another in the journey. In her final years, Teresa reflected on the mystery of suffering and the importance of perseverance. She wrote, "All things pass, God alone remains." This simple statement captures the essence of her spirituality, a faith that endures even when everything else falls away. She died in 1582, leaving behind a legacy of wisdom, courage, and deep love for God. Today, Teresa of Avila is celebrated as one of the great saints and mystics of the Christian tradition. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance, the beauty of honesty, and the transformative potential of prayer. She reminds us that everyone, no matter how ordinary or imperfect, is called to intimacy with God. The journey may be difficult, marked by dryness, distraction, and doubt. But the invitation is always the same: keep showing up. Be faithful, even when you cannot feel God's presence. Trust that in the silence, something beautiful is being prepared. When prayer feels empty, don't quit. Like Teresa, keep showing up. God may be preparing a deeper intimacy, one that goes beyond feelings and reaches the very core of your being. The journey may be long, but the reward is great. A friendship with God that can sustain you through every trial, every joy, and every ordinary moment of life. Teresa's voice echoes across the centuries, inviting us to enter the interior castle of our own souls, to persevere in prayer, and to discover the boundless love that awaits us at the center. Her story is not just a lesson in spirituality. It is a celebration of courage, humor, and the unbreakable bond between the human heart and the divine. In moments of dryness, distraction, or doubt, remember her example. Keep showing up. God is closer than you think, and the journey is worth every step.